unyo kunu na bepro nkwaje nya oyere na bepro nkwaje obia pre ne de nko on de mi kire enso nkwaje hu hia nti ene yesi obia mra yesi obia mra na no gas refroze se hwibo di akontomrafo wo antin me o mbadwa nti o mudi nka bae ene ye pon 9 ena ne oyewie ena na bia nka Oyerepafo ke se wo ye maade akyin ene ye bono 9 ne ye pon ane ye wura dwom preko sisi ade ye no ye be pon no 9 no num sa time no mu a nti pon ya na je se wo kodwuma kodudwa unya pesi bi prahye a na okodudwa nti ye be sram nyankopon ya adom a eda fiada eye watch night all night nti obia emre bi ye be sram ni dim mamu fani agro ni bresem pa ba bia Ghana gina no va Ghana is at a crossroad ni bra ba no bo hwem fugu ya ma she tuntumi a je se ni bra ba mumra na tiasefo nyankopon odum bia odum ma Ghana no onko so famre anope na eno anadwo da make kire na asese ochena ma she fugu tuntumi ti brem o se biom ho na ewu na me se onye correct o se afi wa she tuntum dodo ampa nyame hu yemobo afi aye ni toto asesa titiri wani ntin kyerese we die ba unkanwie ya na we abebom unkanwie na we abebom we die ba unkanwie na we abebom onyame hu yemobo no fa yenhye ne dum nase enti na all night mo bia mfani agro ye be sa to nyuma sa na dia aseda ma nyankopon okay yanko anim no so aba pa ho sema mienu. We are live from Facebook. I be for tinta video me dem. As a slow aba monfa number 1 into smam. Enrada muntie nkomo yi. Bi din kan yi mu asutre se. Wa ya wadwen se nyame ya adoma wo be yie na wotwe wochena ya wo. Ne na wotwe bia nya botrenity me nkomo yi bi. So why wadwen se Thursday, wochena Thursday ne na wotwe 21st of August. Why wadwen se wo be yie e wasantemantem harma. Mimpese wo be face any inconveniences bia wo be bo canopy ni ti nkomo yi. Krata me ba be kan efifikasi. Menshia Palace and run a by muntie nkomo yi. His Majesty Otumfo Osei to the second Asante Hene on Monday, August 11th, 2025, officially informed the Asante Mine Council of the demise of Nana Yaw the third Asante Hema, who passed away peacefully on Thursday, August 7th, 2025. The 1 week celebration will be observed on Thursday, August 21, 2025, at the Bojari Menshia Palace from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Important information there, Bashanti. Menshia Palace announces for the information of the general public that there will be a ban on all funerals across Asante Mine on Thursday, August 21, 2025, to allow Asante Hene and Asante Mine observe the 1 week celebration of Asante Hema. Kratanis yobeso chiri nyina ne se. Nano do ada kro wura trase no de to Asante nyina anim se. Nsuru gujam biche kese na aden abo Asante Mine. Ene se nano da Nana Yaw domotoso miensa eya Asante Hema oda ya na Hema kwekura na ne senti no eya ochena ya wo ne na wotwe eye 21st of August 2025 ye wura se wo betena se premto bre ekosi se no nsia bebo anwumre aha eya wo da ochena ne na wotwe eye 21st of August wo betena se we for se Bodari aha na je se menshia ben kutu for court on mo aha obedi na wotweda munti o obedi na wotweda enam so obedi na Hema na wotweda nyame adom a wokyena na wotwe nti wo se wo sra se sada no Asante mantam ha nyina mo bia enya yi eye na meke o se na wotwede o se yi o se funda ho se hwanhwan yo mo bia nya yi mesre mo manya se wante Oyerepa kwachiri nti obi ante kura obi ate enti yese mo bia nya yi eya yawoda no nko a okrata no mbacho fiada nka ho wose saa yawoda no mo bia ye de ban ato ayie so saada no nti mo obi anye bi efiada nka ho bi nti efiada obetumi aye wayi anajam de mikan efiada obetumi aye wayi memenda obetumi aye na sa ya woda ne de sa wodo na wotweda ahye ho a tu hyeda fa hye fiada ana obetumi aba okuada na ya woda ne de asante mantam ha nyina nyekuma ase asem na mikan asante region sa wotepa sa wadu bi ase so won yesi mo bi anya yi sada wada woroma mo nhyɛ no so na mo observe ne sa eno ano no the free men share aba no okay yeah kwanim what a quick in the next 10 minutes share me or share yellow shirt atena se anada na ye di asanteman ho nkomo fita abre ya akoi umu a ye besua mamre ne amane kakra because asem ato asanteman no ehu anopa nkomo a ye bisa chia me nana from pom manso o ye feyase hene feyase akoyem chia me hene feyase akoyem hene chia me yes nana frempon watena se business nana frempon de no na manfo chiam yo share yellow shirt we swai eti akonya so enti oyo hene madawroma enti no watena se sa na kyerese o na hene mu o kyera mamre ne amane but mami issue disclaimer na madawroma mamre ne amane de yinhwe nwie enti ye kana madawroma sayano echia anaya anka bibia madawroma akonya bibiri wo hosem mefre na mayeden matenetene ye because yesua yenka se yedumi nyina o enti yesre madawroma enti ye kana se echia na enra nipa bibiri fre boy abaso enti senya mutumi boy abaso se ye kan so na se echia na montene ye chia me madawroma na bia bokode
nyame adom na bia
ni o makosen
nyame adom
okay enra na yesua se na ye hwa bakosem no ahenema no mododo a waba besenko anopai de ebisa no se hwan ne sihima wadaroma chame
nana me da se ma yenche yetefo
okay
wo hwe wo Facebook ani YouTube nya nana se ne udi ka kan ye no ya desua ani esua asante abakosem nso yensua nwie
no correct
edoso na ewanso se ne nwa yesua fa ahema no a sabi wonu ma fa konwa ne bi pen a wonu ko eye kura no enne ye busa anase ye kiremu hwan na sabi ohima wu a osi ohima enne ye wo hwan na sabi ohine wu a ono so si ohine na enne ya hima ide na mamenko ahima de so tew nana samre no nana hima na asante hima okọ ekura yi nie wotumi anase osi ine ehima eye yewura opemso
oh okay
onu
se ahima kwa ekura
yeah
ohine ne sihima
ohine ene sihima
anye bia abusua pani na efeku bi you know
dabi
osa
ohine onu ani pemu no odikai efre ni royal family no anase abusua no memfanse yewura oyeko ni enti obefre oyeko emampanifo a ewo busua ni mo no ofre wo no na wono ankasa abodini
okay
enti obebodini se bia memfanse asem kai bia obo Nana Yaw se bia Nana Yaw
bobedin Nana Yaw
okay oda memfanse
bobedin
ebia memfanse mami nyako
mami
programs managers
mami nyako
ni aboni dini se bia yewura ne beboni dini se we na me pese obefa ebia ni nua na se ne ba akonya no
okay
enti wono wo bo a obo kire emam panimfo na ewo ho no
okay
ne man no so no e de akoto eye nananom jaase anim enti nananom jaase no kotenase ene wonmu nyina ka bom na de yewura kae no wonmu so agye atum e de ho hyehyɛ yakɔ na ne wo mu ne se ansa na yewura sabi bibia nhye ne se bia me fa de se nana koye ebia se o efiri ha kwa ha sei ana we ya didi a ene we aduru ha we nso ena ebedie da bi eye nana yewura na
ono ne discretion
yes
se na dwunu sushi
na dwunu mu se ye ne wo fa ase se ye ne nua se ye ne maame se obia ofiri se osefata akonwa no yewura ne bebo ne dini
but any say a free ebuchi animu say enye say osabsam predia sa na madam na say ebia ono ne wotu mi say oyi obi say wo ye asante hema but na eno nso nkire say sabsam predia sa obi akeke e say nipa ni free
oye dehye
oye dehye
nipa na obebo ne dini na sabsam nye nipa bi o wa bontene say bia
ebia onyo oni additional oye dehye okay
na wo sa abusua ne mu oye ko abusua na ye kan o say ho
okay
ana
oye dehye
okay dehye konkron
okay me say ina smart say yewura ne betumi ayi obi no e say nipa no ye obi a ofi abusua ne mu o say ye dehye
oye dehye konkron
okay
enti no ana na ye chese no matter say de nipa no ebia ye nka say yewura ne wafa ase na eduru ne so yewura ne nua ba no obi a yewura pese boni di no eno ye ono an ni decision na say enti no oboni di wi a say nem kan no na before all obebo no so no of tunis afre nananum adese mpanifo no na wabo ni dina afre na onmode koma asante hima jase
ni jase
na chese wonmu ne betena se na afre no na ansa na yewura so bebo di no ma yenche bibi se
michiwa
sabi mpreduasa ho se nani afi
nipa nani afi
yes because wo bebo di no nipa na wo ba no wo be ye ne maame
okay
obeye ni futufo
na je say yo mebo say nani afi no yo age bi ho no ma say nipa no sebsem producer ni fie no kwa ni mbebere
kwa ni mu
na je yentumi fa ma ba ya
dabi santi hima konwa ya akonwa eso ye
minum pambet
enye obia na sese
yentumi fa ma ba ya
abaya wo kan yewura abrempon nom ene eye na man hene nom wonmu netimi bo abaya ene ye wo nkro mebira utimi se emaya ene siso ye wo aman hene bi mu a wonmu abo emaya na eye asante ma kasa konya de sabe nya baya bia 30 years 40 years for no there be because sabe preduasa undimi ko for 30 years ni say o metu yewurafo e ma ni nyeyi enti wo hwe abusua no mu no sabe obi a wo ye de se konkron na wata hwacha onima amamre ne amane no yewura na timpo no no abonitin ana before that no so no sabe empanifo no so no unia sa unim say sa atam ne de na sabe omuni sabiem
sa
oh yes omuni
say obi a sabe we can say o twabra
sa pepepe
oh really
amane na amane kwanso no
ansa ni obi obi asante ma na o twabra
na unim say ukọ ahemfie no kura na sabe onma no anuane sabe kona nanum na aso ko won mo twabra
na je say wo betumi de asante hima sepse boda roma is obi a wo twabra
won fie wanimu
okay na je say okay na je say yentumi fa ba ya
da bi
to wo twabra
sa
na je say we ne ye ka around 55 60 asem
kona say
what do no monoposu
na kwan dukra ba yi sabe no obe
83 years
ata say and this 83 asa nimfie no wani sabe preduasa nimdie
very experienced
yes
wo hu bibia bi
sanete enti no sabe bi na beba na yewura pa adwenkyere bi no sabe obetumi akọ ne maame ho no akwaje adwenkyere na ase wakwaje nkyerechire mu bi owo no wo ko fa ba ya be se 25 30 no ni ade no
ono bi kura na okay
enti na meka se ukọ ahemfie mu a aduane ebenu bia ede bekọ nananom na aso no eye man panifo pa ewo fie onu na yesa ade no ene ade akọ
okay
enti ansa na yebesi hima no eno na na mechire mu se ejese yewura na obi anhye no ena obi anko kansa se we afiri hade a eduru ni passionate so anase yewura na ne bebodini na ansa na obebodini so no na one royal family no ma adehia nkasa konkron no atrase man panifo wo mu no ofre won mu ne won mo tenase no no mo tenase wi a no abodini
Okay.
Obo dini ni wi a afi na na dini no ebe ko na ahima jazz
ni jazz
na jazz de akọ nti ehọ no ahima esie no eye yewura ene bodi
yewura ne bodi
okay ono anya obi anya busua bi na ekoyi ya ba kire yewura se
but chami we wada rumo won say na yesua de na yeti nsem na say yewura no yewura wada ruma edu ba bi no mo say ohun say daachi bi akonya no beto no so no mo de ne ko kusua de ekusua amamre ne amane yesi ko sehwi ana
nokre
sehwi me boa me bo ye ne kotena apatem wada ro
eno ne ye after say bia ya boni
ni ye ne kotena apatem
ya boni dina wie no
ne ye do kotena apatem
ahu say e bia enipa semesi yewura aboni dini
ne ye do kotena apatem
ne ye de wakotena apatem ama wo
but in this case no ni mo ni din no en tia ye tie ne se omo de ne kontete ewo ana
dabi agese
no sano aha no mo de ne kontete no sa okay
so ye this year endi ye dan a ebetima besini so minimum ahemfu bi a obi kura ya ahenkwa wo fie ewo ho ebi ane wo fa na woye ohene no na wode na ye na henkwa wona sabi ni bibia wona ye enti wo sua mamre na wo fie ho no enti nyame ya adom na sa to na na fe no wosa ko sua bibia
okay and in this regards no and that just say already no ye wo adehye ma ni bi ho a ma mpanifo ni bi ho no ma na ye prepare wo mo ana
ana me say obi a watena hemfie ebia so many years ebia
no me say enye bia omo somo ho no say bia adehye bi ho no ma yinum say line ni ye we ne mo na daachi bia no say nana hima ahima kunwa ne beto ho a we mu na edi ntine wo nipa bia ya prepare omo disabri nipa bia miensa na say num bi ho no ma omo de omo num say bia ye mu ba ko na be de ebe wa bedi bibi ho sa
bibi ho sa
okay
etimisi sa
okay
ena dimbo no so ba eno ansa na ye de wakotena patam se ne na
after say di na ba
after no ese no ase ame no woka say se ye mo obi adi ni
no correct
enti nipa hwa na wode ne kotena patam se okosua mane ne amamre apatam ni ye se wo kwa akosua eno ma bia e wa hemfie ho eno ma amane ne amamre ne o ma bia wo se wo na ansa na waso afene mo sai se wo hema na se ohene enti no ye wura nya bodini na ye de koma eye mampanimfo ni nyina ehira na abodini
okay
se bia nipa smesi na pese obeya asante hima enti wonya bo kire mampanimfo na entwai afi na mampanimfo no eye ayiko obusia na mekan na mampanimfo no e de ko eye asante hima jasifo
okay
enti hono na chese no mani nyina behia ni aka che ni se se ya nya bo nipa smesi dini de ene ye begrumu no ana se ye pe ba bi dina tena se apatem na fe na ye betiti na de bia bosomi ntia afe ansana ebia ya mandate se afe de bua wo ho
njo no uswaya ma krura obeswa ma krura
no kre
nana hima se bo hima dia obeswa ma krura
okay so na bo ni di
ni bo ni njo obeswa ma
obeswa amakrura
ai mate
ena se no se wo hene enni hɔ a ohima nso ne si hene
nti ohima nso si hene a
enti ohima nso no
ohini so ama ohima ana ano so ama oman
oso akere se yewura eso aye oso akere oman
okay no correct
ni ahemfo na e wa santemam ni nyina shira oso akere
no correct
okay
again for 20 minutes past 7 and the jame into the crack no ye hu se but I'm really interested say yentumi nyi obi a ontwa abra. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah.
Did you say what twa brands?
This is sabi.
But you kroma ne wa man hene no mu bebre a. O manda wo man hema no mu. Obi a young girls a wo ntwa.
Ana akonwa ne de. O man hena akonwa, obrempo akonwa. Wo no utimi fa obi a.
Because you know hema fo obi a o me ya man hene no mo
ahema. Me tell we chiri tepa na ahema. Ye wo be fa konwa no so apa.
No sir. Okay.
Yes.
Mampo hima krana na so ba.
Mansun
kwanta pam.
Oh, yeah, John.
Ono so ya
bibisa.
Yeah.
Oh, so ho so ya man hima.
Ono so ya man hima.
What I say? Enti no za ne de utimi
wo kunu kra. Obi wa ware kra,
you know. Sa asante hima konwa no. sabi asante man nyina ahimman nyina no wo ase ne hye ono no say ye kan man so anatepei ono no oba besom
ewo menhia okay
ntino ahone de agise obi anani afi enye 30 years maya ne 40 no ya de no
60 crimes is 60 70
man penimfo ayoko penimfo ma no ewura hwemu a no no abodini
okay mate January aroma anopa me na ase ubisa wan me chechire nsem mebi
o da bisa wa kira de na me busa asem me say boys prefect wo kan studio
asem me na ubisa
say mpacho me pese me bisa say say ohene ti akonwam ohene kase ti akonwam na ebia ohene foforo bi eswaye a won say yeswaye sine so me question ne say ohene kase no mom so eto na ebia yesi foforo amu abesi wono ohene kase na wato na anamu a saa ohene kase na wo besi anamu no wono oswaye si hwan so won say na
me pacho we de mamia minya no wo hwe GTV for ne yisa ade no abra yewura 1999 right o swaye no oman ni nyina ni twae hyiae ndo no swaye ma oman ne
enti on fancy
dabi
Jamaica menya setting ba me so so be swaye asi mampon hene so because sana me adwede me say asante ni ho a
yeah ni two eyes be ko de make no
say ni yini wi a na so side there me so obesua ti omi na bete besi
okay anyway because yeah be video na wo hwe video na wo hwe footage na
okay
ye wura swa na epitem na omode we na mana afra na mana no de achirisi na uswai amna himfu nyina ye den egu
wo bia ontrase
obi antrase anyin swai you understand obi antrase nyasa
sa wo hwe ye wura otrase
na wa be jana ni no de afra na trase so na wo swai yeah
ba sa me fan say sabio nana moni mu amadawroma say oni ho a na say foforo be swai a ohine trase
no no me jana ni okay
tande o de be kire dom no
na ebusua no etachiri
madaruma chami yendwa so na okule kunu be business na chami ya da se nana frempon manso feyase akohiem hene chiame na aropai yegusu ayaji nchirem ni nyina in line with nano da kura ema santima nyina hu se nana hima ekwa no build up to ne na wotwe da ne ho nsensem na ja yenya daje ne yichiri nsem nyame adoma nyame adoma ochena so yebeto aso na ochena oloya mra na ochena be fa ne se enti ekoba ne saa si osai wi no se yeboni din ni wi a yenim se sia ye hu se otumfo na krura na ebo hima edin no what are the process obefa diem edin ne dien no obefam ansana yesai no say asante hima okay me akwa no kule ku atrase try ten so hanum but quick ma me nkwana me ni lawyer Samuel Esiama Senior head of taxpayers service center adum na me ni nkodi nkomo ye beje to ye kwa ye be nyina eto a na ye beje eto a me kan ye tax nti yanko nti ene oze ni baby tse wu se nti na ya bichire mu ni baby tse wu se nti na ya we se ni baby tse wu se nti na ya bichire nti yanko ya nim na engo asem na ana ye hwe pay ye be third quarter payment and VAT ye gitro na ye boa Ghana magana tumpon asamato Ghana enso ye den a ye koye be nyina etoa ene ye de be man no wo be se alugota anka yuska anka alugota ya to foforo on dem chire because Ghana need in fact I say we retool the security ni nyina ye retool brofo a na ba obi aka retool e dey need retool sika no so obi ani machine wo dem odi twa to ya na ye jeje enti mu a mo anda declare wo kwa na matete so mo mfa de no ye se mutua no mu nyina mo boa mo mo amade ne ngo so asem bi ba wo na wu chirem na no na metwa mo wachefo bi mo ache wache wurafo na wo chirem koko wurajim se asem wo te ne sen ene ye se o mo ko fine na botto dem se mami na no gina ho bia na munya asema munya botre wo kruma ba me komra na kazo na bia bokode
boko nana
ede nyankopon ase arapa ye ninkomo eto ho nsem ya peyi
yo nana peyi na se de bia me ye no o ma me kwan se ya no ofidi kesi so ese mitimi chia watiefuo nyina titiu ene ye taxpayers wo asante mema nyina me chia mu nyina no peyi me chia mu nyina
o nyina je so
yo
peyi PAY
nana PAY se de wunim no nana tam na ya so
no crap
efiada edi anim eye 15th
efiada pe o
efiada na tam aso efifiada akọ no nti wo se wa file ama metua by Friday na aka so beba Monday a nana penalty achew penalty 500 Ghana cedis achew na esan se 15th na twam nti de bia so a ebechew no wo de 10 Ghana cedis beka ho
nti twen fiada na oyes oba adwoda betua 520 Ghana cedis
pepe
asamato
etinana woma me kwan na me sere ene ye uguada ya wada eni fiada na na fancy wo 3 days a obia wo betua pie wa bia betimi afile atua etimi sere so obia nkeka no no mra nana no metua ni pie wa emaye nu amehwe eye yi no ye number of people mo atua na enye encouraging kura pie wa eye tax ba ko a adum omutua pa busumi bia na yenya no enye 5 billion.
Wow.
Atenu amehwe na ne 1.9.
And
you get 2. Aka 3 days.
In excess of about 3 billion.
Yes. In excess of our 3 billion. Aka 3 days na so. Nana. Enne wama me kwan na me sere. Ye maame no ne papa no a omutuo modwumayefo e tax no ye PAY no. Se omututum rika no mmra. Nya ya nana ha me ne se omu betena ho saama efiada na yeden aso. Afa bedru na jame na jame akwanya wo honne obi ankotua
no crap
na bibia anya boko na PAY de
okay yanhwe third quarter payment na second yewie
nana second yewie
boy
last week minu di ho nkomo second yewie na ne ha dwene se ya momu nyina amuntua second quarter no final demand notice nana me gina wa fidi kesi so akasese yin nye be ne say ye ba behwe ye nkrata nim wa first quarter nana huntuae ana se
ebi da ho de ka first
ebi de ka huntuae na second quarter so huntuae nana anhwe asese ye be woso ye ho kakra ya te se ye last month no ye nuanu amwo Ashtown office no omo woso omo omo start loko shop ne ade nka ye wadum no nka ya ne ye mpene sa enye ne ye pene no but yana brofu ye ka say if persuasion fails
force must be applied
tax no unim se tax ne sese utua
no crap
nti se wa hyeda na untua ye dia ene anhwe a ye batum
no crap
nti me gina sa wa fidi kesi su nana na me de kokobo ama ye nuanom nyina wo adum adwadifo amutua ta se wa unim se first quarter untua second quarter untua nwie no enye third quarter second quarter untua first quarter untua bomode na bra se wa amade anana efis enne ekosisa bosumi we no ebeko na wie no ahwe aye be locking
enso de so na omode mo ba he o
yes ye be locking say wa untua no unim se untua first quarter unim se untua second quarter unim se untua nwie unim tas na nan yewo hayi se untua tas unim se untua watua so unim se watua enti asem a mekan mekama ye maame no ne papa no adwadifo a munim se first quarter muntua second quarter muntua emu mo asem ene yeken enti unim se untua mesro keka ho na bra na betua enti sa wanhwe a obeda ma de kyen obeduru so no na kredo
we de yetum a obodo wasem ba bi say na yenhwe wo record say what you akudu hi
pepe
na ya can be amo
me das
value added tax
VAT VAT
sure
nana wa unim last month VAT ni yenya 2 months ni yenya enti wa na ya oboa me na ja ye boda wuri na ja
no correct
yetiminya na sadana se de usikan wo start no yesra mu omo amutua VAT amu declare no ye pa omo chew omo nya amaye omo nyai yen ji tun say this time eni ma to no ne ade ne kofom weda ne ade no nanso ne e beto no eno ena ese wo hwe na wo de file o task pepe enti nana menu mienu nyina no pai wedi me do ka ho yesre ye ma menum ne papa ma dwadifo
yesre
mo file eye July VAT sa mo modin no mo pejam emman mo pejam na na binim de anye obu ade whole month of file VAT utumi e file 200 Ghana cedis
aba wuti edum file 200
Ghana wuti edum file VAT 200 Ghana cedis
na shop no watum tifia
adan busumi sense ni nyina wutu ahon VAT 4% 200 Ghana cedis enye Jenny mammy no near Papa Macassa say, Yam Pesse, Yababa, Dini Papa Betra, or more Babeshe, and also more yen, and yet, who say some of Meti, yet, yes, yet the Aquala Aquatan office, and Tini Muni no Crania day, am I? Nana, Obiba file vata, 200 Ghana cedis, 500 Ghana cedis, and yet, and Tina Mania Quay no pay, na me stray mammy no near Papa. I'm file VAT, VAT, so Mumpejam mine. So one pejam dear, any of the baby say, and Qualana said, do more better town. The best sound of more samba. And any a penono, and yet any a penono, and Tina, yes, so mum money, no more pejam mine. Then Cosro, right? A Cosro near one, Nana. A ya, who say, a yeah, will be a mamma how much, but any ye who say, and yet into a mumpejam mine. Right now, when you come,
okay. Lawyer Samuel Esiama Senior, one of the head of Taxpayer Service Center at the Airwar, a Doom Taxpayer Service Center, and pay watch rare. Quite before we beat ya, Ebersam, pay you need the enemy 15 tinetrum, a fear day and Mr. and then it's an idea. Yes, if you could do an eye, we are. Yes, it would be a penalty 500 Ghana cedi. Now, what's that to Escano?
Who went ya? Penalty a budget.
Cancel me, Jakarma, you know, the Jato.
And your name is Sre. Ama, a year, my name, Papa, my beautiful. Lady Carmen says, what down in Yantiana near my Nichona, your bompire, so move used to our young to a mom. Now, your tons, I said, the mecano. Omuntia, am I? Unim se untria, unim. First quarter, unim se untria, unim. Second quarter, unim se untria, unim. But more than I can't, Nabra. Who problem be answer, Nana? Me catch at all. What problem be a safer assessment who say if I be no. Me office, bra.
You to me aba.
Ubetim the aba.
Okay.
Nana, ye be shama.
Mate.
Na be be me.
Council, me da se. Okay. I therefore many lawyer assembly siama a Doom Taxpayer Service Center one only head of hormone and na kudin komo. Ya be sra mo to ni do bi entua. Ghana ye kwa ye twen e magina e to asem Mr. Mo na yenko. Okay. 34 minutes past a year 7. Okukukulegu atana sesa enso na editorial enso ewa hanum. Now before we go on, and then I watch pepe pa trenchem kese bichi kese bo asanteman. The Ghana Armed Forces and Nana Joe omo the statement about Okukulegu take me through. Yanko. The Ghana Armed Forces, yeah.
Yo, Nana meda say.
Some na last minute omo the we by say omo read and movie omo plane na helicopter island.
Yo, Nana meda say ye kasa yi enkrata 10 everyone my Ghana asrafo ekudom Ghana Armed Forces honomo aba.
Na I'm told say as a reporter no obo asede de videos about seeing honomo videos you ever see omo fama is I'm told say say ene mine be kroni be ko ho akugunsa ene ho nsensem omo fantos ma me frozen
Sikaman brofredu
Fedia mo fanto osovagos ye vanko mantem so obaso ne nam ho saa osovagos ye vanko mo fanto so mai na ye hwete for come on Facebook and see this na what we pepe ni internet no na weather no so a little bit too chilly Charlie anodin
weather anodin
awo mpa nra na onam obi a anti krom ho nie hwete for mo mra mehwe
okay that's a soldiers that so
yeah sa basa no so mu guso jeje ni oma no yeah anwa mu yire so je ni neto anwa mu muso ya munya motre ano pantutu akodi anwa
So they need time amo.
Oh yeah, on yes. I know but you so jani so there's to me chiru yam kom kakra. I know but you abojira nwa mo. Oh,
okay, nso ato okrom ho.
Nso ato. Na sisi nso ne nra na dwo. Abroche nso na eto okrom, abroche nso. Ma signal bia.
Akase suno.
Enye won so jani na gojira nwa.
Oto achi.
Oto nwa mo. Oto sikadwafo. Sikamine, right? Sikamine. So this is it. Because I'm from Bush, I know me and Bush on mo. Crony ni anope crony ni na edin, you know. Asemness in our chini intino. You can imagine the trauma, you know. Nipe wo krom ho kra no. You know, because obi ti on was abri was sitting national ye play bi betwe se bu sabri ya. Aye ka say no mo ya hoboa. Omo babeko sabri na omo ya hobo a omo yeden babeko sabri na delegation na wa Asante region kudwe so benya minu amamia Asante region minister na you know na omo ya hobo a omo kra no matiki leader the advanced team na kudu ho a omo ya hobo a chair president na we can show the pictures again yen to me show biom say nipa na yedna to bottom ni san common yeden because iguso chichi area in fact we are all healing
sure
as a matter of fact is that yen na yen central because there are some of the informations we get it you know we get it ahead of time now videos ni bi why into me fan you understand but yeden yehwe oh into hwe we are sometimes you get traumatized and then it trip chamfuni maw you understand ejeja wani susa and a hard drink
I just see idea
for healing on say no pay onem che na make catch yourself wanu futu ozo ko enzo akwa kudi wa chaba enti kroni ni ekwa da say enti give me the statement what does the Ghana Armed Forces saying almost say na yenkwa anim
na me da say Ghana Armed Forces eden krata apie montene eso
okay
na womo ekirem se atorencha mu a esiye ewo sikaman akrofrom sikaman profred no womo te womo so din se apetekura wotie man komo ewo kwan ho na ekwan a nsemtrofo ni bi afa so a womo report asem no echia kakra afa nso social commentators womo a enyakwanya kwatena radio ni TV so a tire se wo mo te ya no mo ka biz no mo huin wo se kwan ase ye fa so a ye report nsem no ekwan a bloggers afa so a wo mo kan nsem no nkofo bi ahyase de ye content creators ni ade no won besere Ghana for pa se ye nya ahweyiye efri se nipa makomako nwotwe no a wo mato anana no wonse do no na wo mo da abusuam eno nti ye kana se yanka ne yi a ye bere abusuane kuro
in the statement I Ghana Armed Forces for
yes wo mo de ba ye eno no na afei wo mo ekirem se wo mo eda Ghana fo nyina ase wo mo da so ade hyeden dark na ene ka fransam mabusuafo a ene wo mo busua egu fom no na do mbe ka kire Ghana fo no ene se yenya botere na Ghana Armed Forces ene ekuakuo ene international bodies no akabomu a wo ye hwehwemu afa de esi ye no eho na emu nsonso no ombehwe se ebi ensibio enkrata ipie montene eso no Ghana Armed Forces we no eye VA ahen wo ye captain Ghana Navy wo ye acting director general a wo hwe nketahudie so nensa ana hyase ana wakopi eye Ghana Media House system trodwumakuo ni nyina say ye hwa ye kan ye nka ne ye ma ye mbezi ye reportage no on perception yesusu say yes
medasi okay and yenkwa anim when na ye gina so na kan semini akwa anim and na the Ghana the national security achi ye nua asem we are told say mini akofia unu kofia atingwa
mini machenko
unu atingwa de meneno way back Boss FM obeto me Boss FM obviously she was a takrade obeto me Boss FM no newscaster you know na me chief executive producer on newsroom
that's right
way back
that's right
you understand
that's right
na
sabe na nkwada
na me deputize wo fa kofia pia as a deputy news editor
oh okay
yeah right be there
oh sure
eduma na ayesa
ai
ye kondo eduma na say
oh
ye ni kitikiti
and one ye wu
and this time asem na kofia chenkwa efi hono beto me
okay
yesi enra ni feel sort am told sort krapa yesi national security for akwa eden akochi no and the Kofi Achinkwa any MB before boys be as a friend a fantastic comedy only lady be as a friend Adwa Jollof and Freddie I'm fan to smart me and Queen na Jenny Honum and please Ghana police service for CID there was no matter move only and fantastic comedy no ni
boy no
ni
and again no
and Adwa Jollof ni zuni
heading
na let me be straight here politicians omunya nyoma basa ye se na no mutene krom ha no be to the likes of Mugabe march wan ke kan sam na so obi ankwa ankoche no na se obi ba na sa kwala mobon sabin kwala bititi radio so the diatem social media the diatem to the stand say obi kura to me kase anka president na anka so tem no e di ejimi kasa no sabe na kwala we boy we ni gamami oti we yes ever na Adwa Jollof sabi Jimmy Kasabi you know send social media bent na mo ya mo friend say TikTok also mo to be a TikTok live I pick course you know how they do it I don't know me bi da na mo to me you know wona wa bia yes wo bia we anankofo abem na hwan Adwa Jollof yi to me diatem di president atem you know but before that let me say me I don't subscribe atem di how would you asem John Mama yo busuani aka wompe na mutumi tira TikTok na mutumi diatem na no pe me hu say the likes of Nana B aba Facebook aba be trust NDC for starting hunahuna na mpan for be doing say
look at that
how do you think mo doing say enti kwala wa tumi say wo MPP nti na wo Nana B kura wo sa asem wo beka wa we national organizer of MPP wo sa asem wo kura wo beka
so be
president wo betumi aka say anka John Mama na enkotra plane mu wo Nana B wo beka sa asem nani pebi Jimmy say ya Muslim me
defend it
Muslim me how do we do that me pese me bonyo no kra me bo voice no kra na wate and some because it sabi nyansa bi anim nam guy we oto we say for na Adwa Jollof and to me TV way social no diatem ai and dem be wu and then ka domama na tim and then ko no ai
on be twa lodi na mahama ti di ahye botom
wo to me kasi ye be twa
man pani ti ahye botom look at that
ye be twa na ti di ahye botom na sabi Jimmy Kasa say na wanya MPP form panifo bi asoso Eddie Jimmy Kasabi, come on. How do we do that? And the other, you two are very honest and more loose when you know, Debbie Amekase. Sanano yam penny will be bedin and I do attempt to say yam penny. Yan Santana sem pennies will be need your mamma. So one thing in your Mabiasia, you have the right to condemn, to say whatever you want to say. What's me at nature can you pay? Na set to the stand say, Momon Kalaway, not just an social advent of social media will be a sorry and no Kasabi, your pet. Accident see I'm a Ghana shira this young watch. Namun Kwanka Mampeni Kobi. Yen mom, young gas or when your mom show Mukano. You know, yet a say, you know, Nina ya. Now to me that I say, Nanka Mampeni Nanka, so Kobi, no woo, Nanka, you was a trying to get it yash. And Kwasha some sabi.
Mampeni yiriti ashe botom.
Now I see the fortune. Now I see the fortune, and you have the whole national one organizer of them people. Now, and Mammy, me and a B statement, and a kind of a B statement. You feel, Mammy, come here, Minia Kofiasa, Madame for no.
Kofiasa,
Kofiachin Kwasab Damike. What to me, a Fabino? He's my very good friend, Madame for Parano. Damn me who Kofi video no, me amo sheme. Or see Uncle blame John Mahama. Abusha called your mama, so I'm Kofi Nadia Casana Mokasani say. We can all say that I'm better. In fact, plane what condition was the plane? You know, not flight or helicopter, no dear condition. Information bed Omunya and Sunny year to Yaya Baba Cass. In fact, the air doing this or mining na heading. You can't who near your top helicopter and be heading. We should retool the security services.
Sure.
Now we better radio so no Yakwenya. Kikabiche Mampeni, you know, at the Ubesoka, 90 into the end, we MPP in China and Adu. And now we MPP in China, Omokomba, you said Dr. Baumia.
Sure.
A year coin about me, we MPP in China, Dr. Bambamia. What's in the Busian and Munya Jimmy Sabe? Musian and Munya Jimmy Sabe. We MPP in China, we MPP in China and Adu. We MPP in China Mampenico. As I be by Mampenico 40 wheelchair, or Kodroma fee. aye nyina wa unsa kofo de akire
Obai.
munya jimi no munya jimi nya we na be mam recognition kofi mi nua no de we wanye nie omo fa nche mo fa nche oba onya sa jimi sem ni bi munya jimi na wo ya MPP ni wonya MPP ni enche mampani kofo wonya radio tra microphone ho aso nyansa na munya jimi no na mutumi kasa do for mampani na Jomahama na nkobewu na Jomahama mo nkokoble wo koble Jomahama say are we mad na do we some dia we hwan na ba pena MPP from penny for na when people no penny na wo watsena se na wo
o be ma o ba ko kasa
wo be na no kro be kasa
wan kasa o be kasa
na wo kra wo be kasa
o ma o banka
na mkasa wo kra wo be kasa munya side jimisem na sabe mo hide behind politics na sabe brediasa mo di sasa ansam fu okrom han politics nti no bia so de na ye di pani bi atam Nana boy see na oh come on national security for munya madwuma munya madwuma national security for munya madwuma munya madwuma
obi antime nkomande nkyere de
na munya madwuma no kase wonu be we president go munya na dwuma president su ye nipa Jomahama is also a human being ana president onye nipa oye obi bu suani ankompe nano sane na yamfa nya o nan ye tena kro ma na nkola nkete small boys no mo so de o de na nado si o no mo dim na nado atam di na atam ne ade ani echichi o mo a mo so chichi bi na mo ba na mo small boys so ra mo so di Jomahama atam ayensam fu na mu di no wa ya chew bia ya chew mo va nche o mo ya chew wa ya chew wa wo be tena krom ha no na mo di atam ye ko president yi ti say
fa nche hwan
o se nko president yi ti fa se botom
wo mo say tie o wo tie na wo tie TikTokers na anya se wo mo na e command obi o wo mo mienu no say they will kill president o meku mampani wo mo no
wo mo sa no
na wo mo twa ye ma me no de na ti ahye botom na sania ye di nipa body share botom no sa na o mo so de mampani body be share botom nana oh you see but nana
na si krom hantia
nana sa ye wura Nana bi so emra nimni anamboa
emra ni nipa
nana I think sa emra mu Nana bi wa kotu brofu ya me be kotu ipen nana emra mu ye fra bibi imputed liability and say a vicarious liability nana sa akwada kodi bone a comment ya pani ube meki wo sa asam no ho no e kire se wo hye kire bi wo na wo issue command anasa nyawa at this point the men ka say Nana bi una ka say emrante ne nkoye sa na say wo ka say ye nua kofi a chen
ka Nana bi statement no
na mom no your actions
ka Nana bi statement no mame and polite nsamfu say ye be condemn you me aka say yes re mo fa nche na wo mo nyesa bi ka Nana bi statement
Nana mame kan Nana bi statement we o tro to ono official
Facebook ka was there
was say NDC government dragging the tragedy that has hit the nation into partisan controversy. At the time when the nation is still reeling from the tragic helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 gallant compatriots, one would expect very effort from the leadership of this country to focus on unity, healing, and giving the fallen heroes the dignified farewell they deserve. Sadly, the actions of the NDC government suggest otherwise. Instead of allowing the families and the nation to solemn space to mourn, the government appears determined to drag the tragedy into political controversy. The arrest of Wontumi TV presenter Achem Kwanana Kofi Asare in Adreso Krapa, carried out in a brazen Rambo style operation by unidentified armed men, and that of Ghanaian social media personality Fanti Comedy, in connection with a viral TikTok video, that this sensitive moment sends a chilling signal that politics is being placed above compassion and national solidarity. This is not the time to inflame tensions. It is the time to bind wounds. The questions that must be asked is, does the NDC government want 8 fallen heroes to rest in peace, or do they wish to keep the tragedy alive in the realms of partisan politics, the timing and the manner of these arrests risk shifting the focus away from solemnity of the loss and onto the politics of the helicopter crash. This path is both insensitive and divisive. In the middle of national mourning, such incidents deepen public anxiety and raise critical questions about safety, freedom of expression, and the rule of law under the current Mahama-led NDC administration. It is deeply disturbing that when the country should be united in grief, we are instead witnessing arrest, abduction, and dangerous slides towards fear-driven governance. The NDC government must be reminded that leadership in times of tragedy requires restraint, empathy, and the protection of democratic freedoms. Ghana cannot afford to dishonor the memories of the 8 heroes by politicizing their deaths or by creating a climate of intimidation for citizens, social commentators, and journalists alike. Let our departed souls rest in peace. Let the mourning be genuine, and let governance be exercised within the maturity and humanity that moment demands.
Into Agrata okay.
Abba.
See, I can't when you could be general organizer and a troya, and then I be crato okay. Into what I meant to win Yansa and Macrani. Inti no, we are in a state of mourning, you know. Ubia Mrabon Temekasa Rofrofana. Why are we like this? I don't think it is our groomer. Nana be natural sacra tell you. Say I and Kofu Wintino, maybe yan uncle for something Kofu Nimiana. Uno can't crack another day.
Nana, come my kind bro, you hands on my kind cratano.
Meet you.
And yen say a lawyer for penny for TN and a pay, and our judges in penny for TN, and him defaults with TN. Nana, vicarious liability. It is a rule of law that imposes strict liability on employer, in quote, for a wrongdoing of their employees. Nana, says ya hey. Me wasembia me pesa me kapa ebi ankanya sem papa enye ana mistakenly me kokaye. Nana wonu a wo ye host no. Say o comment bi ba na it looks like o supported the American no. Saso twe ba na agene kese. Because you are the leader.
Some comment you me and the
That's right. Because you as the leader, you bear the ultimate responsibility. So decoding the content, the elongated content of Nana B. Nana enti o pese would defend the akasa de omoye ene ye de a enti yan kan say
asemi kwana me I was looking at the point say we can do baby or kase though we condemn the mrant and
you condemn
we are calling for
then what to omofo banana o be kase de esie no obi anka ne o penana you are a lawyer a respected one of course e ba ne say no a eye asaboni bi ne ye twa wo
na problem ye timi
nana
say president in Nko.
Nana
and Abuja for no president also.
Nana B I know. Minim say why a high profile politician on general platform so enkasa asem we nkyere mampani it will never happen. Onye Nana B we know onye ana amma ne bakwan emwo nkokasa asem. And enkwada bobo nse you know I friends I am a jollof.
I'm jollof.
Friends I
am a jollof.
Oh, yeah, Nana, Yenfeni Ghana. Nana, Yenfeni Ghana. The reason is that, on my way, Tibono, as a sovereign nation, Nana, as a sovereign nation, if we cannot control our media space, especially the social media, this is what happened. Okoka, we're basing on social media there. Nana, Udru China. This nonsense, it can never invade the borders of China. Nana, China, they use the TikTok to convey their tradition, their way of living.
It is banned there. TikTok is not.
No, Nana, it is purely restricted to
see the best showcasing the America
yes, America na ban the but China no the no woman restricting to the point say na we say Chinese TikTok what is showcase China for aduane the industries in China and one tradition but Ghana no there obi anu ati free bibia no ba obi adwene mu a no aso camera si ne so and anawnim I blame the cyber security. I blame the intelligence officers because Okaya, the former Interior Minister Ambrose Derry, after his appointment, Okasembi Mani Oka say, the interest and say of the control the cyber, the cyber crime, and then in some who do the spree of unwarranted commentaries are no social media. I heard that talk I say Obe joined the Ghana Police Service. Now you fight etias animano. And then Nana Akwadaki also camera sin sua. Unwarranted comments.
Service can na enkwada momo say we.
Etimika say
na ya ti omo a
ye be chama paniti. Nana, this is very sad.
How dare you?
Now we are expecting the law enforcement agencies. Without any intimidation.
Manga.
Okay, be.
Monsieur Obi Anso.
Will be.
Manga.
Okay.
Monsieur Asemi Baye, Galamsefo, Ohiani, Sikafo, politicians who after Obia will be. Until we are now at it, we are
on the level ground.
We are on the level ground. After let's fight it. So now we're hearing the win is Kenyan Tiawa and it's Kenny's riding. I will be Yatiao. So let's come together. Enough is in a Mangabi.
Okay,
Mangabi.
Nana,
Mangas will be a ubi. Well, I can't your mama got them go. I am Munshen Yansa Sabe. Nana, Mutina radio and Nimukasa, a radio in Sabe Sabe. Kwakankwasya some Sabe near more, Munyan Sabi. Wapanina was so good to pass a Kwakankwasa or not at you. Eba ye money at Chichamo. I am Mummy and Yadu.
Nana, say Nana be equal to rule of law.
Forget
Nana, your limitations to rights and liberties. Nana be a lawyer ni. Okay, Ghana yemra when we read the scope of governance, Nana your limitations to rights and liberties. The fact is say, one no say baby or no doesn't mean say you should open your mouth wide. Lawyer for what you say. So the woman is highly condemnable, but one condemn it and you are pushing it as if say you support them. Then you as the leader you bear the ultimate responsibility.
Started from condemning what the guys have done. And guess what I was expecting something initially or back condemn said them ranting at this moment on the solemn moment we are empathizing with them, but now we are what can say we are appealing to the president say my body and fight. Sure. Now mama can say asamaba and yachi MP before as a politics will be Jimmy no akosha manu kuachi krumba will be Jimmy ape either so akwa MPP no and this for be chire na before what some enko baby eh police was remo mami move it no anwure yes remo fancho mo kofi mi
nana onim hwe ya
mami akofi kakra
nana hwe
kofi mi
ahenkan nana ahenkan abasaboni nti ne wantimi anwe sa serving se time bia no ye di dwato abekomu a nana wo bia beka bi ene de yeke yenya aka
mami an kakra ya
Ghana mranya na dwuma
enra kwan o mo fa so ko che no krese ne nsuru nyina je se ne hu
ado mo yendai
oye nana dwenye mo vanchale yes
nana wonim media me tiktokers ne kra na ema hi o
sa ge bi no yes friend ha mo
amadolof
wajo kasa basa na se ya se wo ko tiktok na utie se do mo kasa na can't we control some of these things
but nana wonim hwe yenta benkum ne yentwa nifa
NDC ba
okay say
MPP ba sa no mo ye NDC ba
entina me be kan no nana okay say yenya pro NDC journalist wo mo kwaka say wo mo be rapi chief, every actually no that be we yenya nyoma no opani no you see
we are
sorry nana obi any mic na ma come asem now you see there be let's balance you are here Debbie opani and what happened they were granted a presidential pardon they were given a presidential pardon what I'm trying to say is say opani oti ha what ha Nana Yaw condemn what Nana B did.
And it's not as if NDC is clean of this act.
That's it. No one is clean, and whoever demands equity must come with clean hands.
Yes, I do.
NDC
TikTok about
that we are not talking about. We are not limiting the conversation to TikTokers. Say history, Nana. Say history. Here, we meant to come and grow a book on Tonchone.
Okay, ugly. But that's my name from Resia. And therefore, Madame, but on a more serious note, the best say, na yes sense ya de nanra krata ba bonten the National Communication Authority NCA for NCA statement roglegu for NCA statement mam ne enkomra me nanem homra 1 minute enra that NCA National Communication Authority for ato radio stations be and kromu e Ghana my yenkan statement so this from the NCA na me nanem homra. So the National Communication suspends operation of radio stations. The National Communication Authority has suspended the operation of 9 radio stations for various infractions. These actions follow the expiration of the 30-day grace period granted by the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for defaulting stations to remedy the violation of the laws and regulation govern FM radio broadcasting in Ghana. 6 stations refused and neglected to comply with the regulatory amnesty by taking no action. Consequently, the operations of the following stations have been suspended. 1. Radio stations in the Totoasi. Domplas Multimedia Limited 105.9 who Dreams Ghana Media Limited 104.9 New Abrim Jam Multimedia Limited 101.3 Kintampo Jewel Group Limited 102.7 Duaya Nkwanta Pandai Star Community Radio 107.3 Pandai Unique Gateway Communication Limited 105.7 in Koko Omunina Yatu Radio. Whereas many of the violating stations took steps to remedy breaches during the amnesty period, 3 stations failed to remedy some of the breaches, including unauthorized use of studio to transmit link frequencies and unapproved transmitter location. Consequently, the operations of the following stations have been suspended for operating without a certificate of compliance in violation of Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communication Regulation 2023 LI 1991. And the stations went to me and comply with some of the regulations, almost stated Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communications Regulations 2011 LI 1991. Stations in Etwasi. Want to me Multimedia Company Limited, operating frequency 95.9 Accra. Want to me Multimedia Company Limited, operating frequency 101.3 Kumasi. And I want to be Multimedia Company Limited, operating frequency 101.3 Takrade, Nina, and so Ekahua, and they Omofin from not just a Mobaka, Babusumini, and as some Georgia Crater Bibabo until radio stations base 60. You're training in Muse, or Moon comply with some of the regulations. Abayana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's obesity. Yamo some great grace period, bear 30 days now, or Moon to Minfa, and remedy the challenges and the difference of Wunano. Almost say, almost say, friends and fines a Wunya Mungu, na Upia, and yet, after 30 days, no, NCA for the Abase, radio stations and Mibosui, including Yana Yuniachama, Wun to me, dear Miensa, or meant to me, and to me, and your differences in my name, regulations from when to me for filling to radio stations, and for now. They've been suspended. And now a lawyer and the appear could be or no a lawyer the match I'm to me station. Was the assistance now? Woman say, woman to me are for fairly regulations now. Woman default here, and they are going forward to meet the NCA. Now they won't be on much because Omo feel so mono. The SOMU be or my announce as some and also share my nature say, Miaminia away bus, yeah, away bus. Ono chama to FM manager. Obepacho say, Kasaye because so you know Kofi Asare. Nano memenda program bi on be transfer sim yo kekan no. Nyo kafa mampeni no mo pacho. Nti nyina dia no to mu bi. Kofi miami nuano de beka maka kire no. Sabi wan kasaye a toda in the heat of the moment. And we as national security work for no pay a try but but whichever way. A chop banana, that is what we can all do. But basically, we should be measured, being it NDC, being it MPP. Or penino show kutupa, subsabica quasi some near more or yacht in the baby. And rare chi we had return to more day or not in the fifth. We can do it genuinely. And some I can see a cow for years, and you been a wook of bet, sabi a car in young saturn. You know, a true serenia bassa. Ya some the pan a cano, and so near dana. You understand? Na mo me adwuma ne nyihwam atem didi atendi it's not healthy e bedu baby andwa radio bi ekro bi entie bi mu and na me fia ye nuanu bi de kana no sa na NDC for boys MPP for boys ya besram me dan me ho besia.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji, as a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Kojak Oral Care at the Kojak Charcoal Toothpaste and then a charcoal toothbrush. Beja manso a bow se hu ban efri emowa ema nka eba wenum ema wo se yedin na pai fita ene Kojak fluoride toothpaste ye de ne brush aka ho ama o free ema wenum ye hwiam na ma wo se echinam enso ayedin ye sanso wo Kojak F sensitive toothpaste ene ne mouth bath eba wo se hu ban se wodi aduane a enyu ana se aduane a ehye ema wo se ye wo ya ne ye frɛ no electric shock na se wo se ye wo ya pa na se fimoja nso a enye na wodia ne Kojak P toothpaste ene ne mouth bath eya kai se wo be use Kojak sensitive toothpaste ene Kojak sensitive toothbrush no abom se wo pe bi ato a ko supermarket ana drugstore bi a ben wo nkratoi FDA agiatu
Washaba Electricals on Sisanda.
I'm on Sisanda. I am. Now, say you wouldn't say what to Star Bosch products. Papa Bitty say, Bobs, cables in Caniano. Say, said ye, I trust Accra. Diako Diaconqua.
Oh, fun who do a bit to say Orient, Bajaj, Crompton, Havels, Power King, Aya Papa, who got on Quantan Diabia, MFM.
Unim, our rechargeable fan so chandelier light, AF Febena Whoopе, Empo, LED lights, a hood one nebi, ceiling, pendant, panel light, surface light, wall light, steady lamp, bedside lamp, garden lamp, sports light, LED solar light, no electrical cables, we are sitting here.
No one Koboshaba Electricals, Ubenya Biato Wahin. Hey, go socket in the switches, I would said double socket in the single socket USB room. One.
former MC for a year of Finso South. What I say, Enche, one alaji, honorable Harry and a cousin alaji, sir.
It's one I'm not now.
I said, I'm going to video. No, alaji doesn't dance. Alaji, walk over here.
No. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Alaji, sir. Alaji, sir. Maybe you
don't. No, these are religious matters. And yeah, your what you think go. These things are cut out.
Alaji, sir.
A Quranic injunction.
Let me feel that time there about 20 now.
Dabio.
Like seriously, Alaji.
Nana Yaw, in public, like that with people.
And you won't that?
No. Look, if you ask anybody who
no, I'm asking you about those things,
in public, no.
And MC crowd,
even in the political, political sometimes they have issues with sometimes the way I do my own things.
Really?
There are certain invitations and you're men kokra.
Really?
I'm telling you. Me catch your hand. Say are you fro? Why ye? O invite me they me pese me ba e no pana ye chichi no.
Anopana ye chichi no masalachi no.
And your politics in tia. O invite me we na me ma.
E we anonko.
Me nko.
Ye chichi so dem no go.
Ye chichi so dem no ho eno na ya you fro.
And of course.
But the age no yes ano. It is not part of Islamic marriage.
Of course.
And to all yes I be look into the marriage be a good no. Because what say about den asana odi ba fie
sir
hwe obi a wo gina oba ye na you
fro be o amalam fo ni bi ko
oba ye na you fro e na o gina musa wa sada na chiche wa you fro do ma obi yaw obi a onya wo yire you're not supposed to touch that person
okay
ente oba mimi nche oba but because we're in a secular society no
oh really
no oba what do nimpa ni mfiesu yan so no mu
really
that be unless that person we are barriers they be obia or your nua ba
of course
in fact obia woni no have any intimacy enye that's what the Quran injunction says ono no woni no have any affair enye that person you can touch
in some chair
ba onua ba that be it's not done it's not done.
And you be the MC as a political figure like you are. A lot of people look up to you.
Because we are in a secular society.
Of course.
You're quite ye. Mamina telling us as you can't ignore it.
Of course.
You can't.
Of course.
But if you don't make that attempt, I won't do it.
Okay.
Mimi
okay.
But nipa not telling us as obechiawa. You can't ignore the person.
And then per what you are saying, then I just say Islam in our country today. We've ignored a lot of things.
No, we have abused a lot of things about Islam is concerned. And obi o kremodi onye kremoni o.
No kre.
The first thing nipa na onye kremoni no. Obi o kra onye kremoni was why so wonim hwi wa Islam.
No kre.
In fact, look at abolition krampo no wonim. So you are only appearing as if you are a Muslim when you're Muslim. That's what it is. Islam is very stringent on a lot of things. No, Islam no, and yet just and yet religion. It's a way of life.
Of course.
From conception, Islam has designed everything. And yeah, they are watching our being.
The blueprint is there.
It is what Allah says. The Quran or what we call Hadith. The sayings of the Prophet or Nema or Nema obi obekan wa make comment bia wo ho they will approve ye. Those are the practices. So we have the Quran and the Sunnah. That is Islam. That is why you see Honorable Murtala.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about everybody talks about him.
Oh, of course.
He practiced Islam.
Of course.
He practiced
Islam. Even at his vet in Abra, Honorable Jerry Ahmed say, Honorable, your wife is very beautiful. Hey, that's haram. You don't say my wife is beautiful.
You don't. So obi you have not intimate.
You don't even admire a beautiful woman.
You want him say unu kwa say ohwe oba mprenu.
Enti na dia covered no.
For the first time be hunu. But don't look at it the second time. Say emema most lady ehu ene attract ye. Enti Islam asiba was say la takrabuzina. That don't go near fornication. Don't go near fornication. Enti say Nana Yaw oba open no. So when you gina bonte edi nkoma a different from someone in the tidam who edi nkoma. Nya wontimi nya wa abonten ho no. You are a human being.
Of course.
So there are certain things you protect yourself against. So Islam gives us all of these things. Enti Nana Yaw nya niema ye didi agro. Enti enti asese ye be politics. But we are people of religion.
Of course.
Enka ye my religion way edi etrimunya. Enka it will be difficult to find corruption in Ghana.
Of course. Both Christian
Because it's not allowed.
Islam, of course.
Say adia won prepare, let me tell you, public funds are something that Nyankopon wo hwe ne say ye free bibi amana. Adia dia ma say hwe so obebu ha konta. Physical bi obefa bia enye wo dia obebu ha konta. You will pay for it. Me I was accused say I sikabi da ho na waja no ha kona. Look, embassy na man for that so accuse me o. Say assembly sika Nana Yaw assembly sika na ba beto assembly na account him. I am still planning. Me yam planning me advertise bibia. Should I go and withdraw that money from the accounts and spend it? No. And so embassy na man for that so the bomb so war. Say me just ka hokoi. This is the thinking of our society. And they say, "Wo wa man nyamisuru ani utrimu dema. Ube dibone. Enipanunti."
My boss be said, then we don't have Muslims in Ghana.
That's a problem.
So see that we don't have Muslims in Ghana.
It's a
If what you're saying is anything to go by, then we don't have Muslims.
Any Muslim who listens to contradict me and say that is not true.
Because it's become the norm. And society is like we've accepted it.
We have allowed ourselves to be corrupted by what we think is the normal. It's not. That's not what Islam says. Islam is very strict on these matters. So don't take it for granted. The way of life, how you live with your neighbors. Let me tell you, my neighbors who are not Muslims, I am not supposed to do anything against them. In fact, you need to bury it underground.
Okay.
And it causes another person discomfort.
Of course.
In fact, we neighbor one net here, say me fear no me pese me ton kramponwa. I need to inform them first. So we ska obetwa ese me ton mano. She's the first person that I'm supposed to sell that house to. Islamic injunctions no ho. Ena, let me tell you, commissioning mre no so no. Not even non-Muslims. He had an occasion where a Jew came to visit him. They were in the mosque together. Now the time I say, "Oh, you're not sorry now." They sorry. Oh, you was sorry. You was sorry. Commissioning respecti, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, respecti humanity to the extent say, "Ono NSC siano." And obi busa na Oyerepa kuna na say, commissioning the subah say, "Was it commissioning the subah Quran no?" And the Quran has injunctions as how we will live, how we live with the people and all of that. And think ayasumwie nkwana we my and they say obi so kremoni no fatuo at the boni nua without any reason. You are not a Muslim. You are not a Muslim. Because Islam, who could be a say kumbi? Sharia law is sanity.
Of course.
When you kill somebody like our criminal law, when you commit murder straight, the punishment is death.
Of course.
In Islam, who kumbi a see kumbi. In fact, so what for say what for boy my Islam and say na omo ma no e say we see wa boku
e see boku
wa ware
oba ware for
bema wa ware oba wa ware
oba ne bema nyina so boy dwaman a
e see wa boku
for gire chi fe okunu je see
wa boku onware a e say bono ma 100 after that was survival onware a
e say sure
after that was survival enu nyame asema
okay
ena eni kwase hu mobo because enyame nhihye ya wa hihye ato ntina in Islam no so obi bokro no ne ya hwehwem ye behwehwem ebi ho na ehia
of course
ebi na ya ho kire ba se hwin hawo why against the corner na baba se twa won safiri ho
na ehia
they know how to deal with it in the Islamic society the
Sharia partial no but ehia that is justifiable
e ya ho kire ntina ye
is it justifiable so ho kire ndiko wi
ntina ye zaka no
ntina mo ye
ye zaka na ye no it is for the poor
of course
ena ukwa Islamic society na zaka no mo ye na a huge amount of money. It is to liberate the person from poverty.
In a few here, buburum.
And in Islamic society, it is difficult to find such poor people.
Of course.
Because that is how we're supposed to live.
Be
your neighbor's keeper.
Now, but that's compared to here. Yeah, hey.
Oh, say, madam, so we do some of the, that's what they do. he nkramo pompanifo bebrebe unse onabo mutama for kana wasem
yeah
say o about
say about 47
yes about 47 medical students ohwe omo
ye mo honorable Harry Nadris
mashallah ba kono no
o se obehwe omo nyina
inshallah ono so ne dia oye wo ho
yeah
honorable Limuna they mentioned him say wotimi ba ohun say ebia wo hia ni wo kios awoton niema na woton no enhye da nkoyi oton nyina tuaka na wode amya adoye ama afoforo. That's how you live in society. Komo accumulate sasika ya kopum so omude wuye ya sasika no wode be yeden unim wu a usika ewo ho no nipa obedi wade no wode ye papa etwere papa ma no so wode diboni a be twere ama wo a wawu no still
in Islam.
Oh yes yes
say bia wanya
wajapade
na se wu na se
wajane ho na nipa na obedi wade no wode ye papa ye twere papa no ma no ba ode ye ade ye boni a twere ma wo a wawu no
anya wona we no
yes
unu ho hwe no
wajapade
oh really
nipa no didi papa e koma no wode ye boni a twere ma wo a wawu no a wode gu ho no so ma mo discata mu dam mu fi say money is everything you will go ya na e ka say kulli nafsin za'iqatul maut e say abodi bia e ho bia no owu no korwa na no wo be ka hwe nyankopon ka sa no an kire time ndiye muslim for honorable Murtala honorable Lamuna o makoi honorable Lawa offenso me pani ba ku pa woda fam enra anwuma na owu ye besie no me maami on the like on the 6th or 7th of June ya oto manim sia na me hwe ne say ya ye de hospital na ni di nkomo kakra say ya edu hospital ofin ontime nkasa biem sa Tuesday me tiasam ho me pia me hu nkosa mu say okọ inti yen owu nhye mmere manipa dasani inti yen Islam ya no mo say o nkremfo mo say Allah ya kawo nyame ka say kulli nafsin za'iqatul maut no wan kire wo se wo Nana Yaw obedawudam na wawu si ye pia petena hanei se wo nuru fi a wo nduru owu bofo ne ba obefa wo enti na mere bia no as a Muslim no say we are prepared say you can die in the time
of course
your mode of death is not questioned by Islam sana me ashisha ma say wo sana obewu nemum se won sa wo obi wu mu a ene ye wo no nyame ntam asem we don't inquire into those things.
Do mo gidi say nyame na frɛ
inshallah
nemum ebetu wa so obi nsa wo obi wu mu
bia say allegations sa crash we by there are several allegations me I'm not prepared to go into those allegations nyame nko anim wallahu a'lam wonu nyame nko anim so mayemu asem bia nyankopon wonim nti wase innamal amal biniyat wase se de waye won hihye uni a waye wo koma mu no na me hwe so na me di jajew ti nyankopon no nti na me ni nipa nya kinyi pii ya because nyankopon hwe nipa koma mu nti me gidi se me aban we be ma me appointment and nobody can deny it ya ne mere ne nso ne mere ne so a it will happen big time
of course
and so me Nana Yaw me shut down rely on nipa bebrebe o enti obi o ho no be fi se bia you are arrogant no
you're not
Nana nyame bona obo no sa nyame anim nyam na ode ma no don't rub it on don't sacrifice it for the sake of any human being
not at all
because nyame bo ye mu bia se yemra wiase me this maso no nkubi wo decide se wonya ye wa wasem na wo be sa akọ wo ni de wo pa akọsoro bra fam wo be kọ se wo ye pani se wo ya akwada se ya wo ne se ye pon wo you would go but when you go you will answer questions nti honorable Lemuna ne honorable Murtala
yeah
on de nyame ye woni se adan kam honorable Murtala so ko bi o
of course
yes honorable Atoforcing in the besi no enye se honorable Murtala no nyame penasem sin obia o ne mmere ne nson ye se ka honorable Murtala mmere na nyame hye ma no na so a obia ntimi nye no enka na ye kan ko ka ho bi wono onim mimi nya kramone me ka asema fa no wa ya mfa me ho bi ko ye nyina de kora na ye adwuma enka ne mmere aso a enka obekọ president mama ne mmere ne nson ye enka ne mmere aso a enka sa plane sa adana no pa no ko obekọ bi enka obekọ bi but ne mmere nson ye nti yes ya sorry program we wo ho nti bra bekọ ena okọ ho no
mmere ne nson
wo mmere no so a wo pa akọsoro bra fam Ubekobi.
Mate. Okay, everyone now. That's just. Okay, you must have watched by electricals and I don't pay and can anyone cadina over Hanuma Ubinya Woodie. I don't pay Kanya Ben I will pay Kanya anyone cadia cables Ben I will pay. I don't pay the woman see the solar and then solar rechargeable table fans about baby or baby to me si fan na esi honoma eno abonyum radio wom pen drive slot uma ubetumi de abonyum ha yisu nyinam kanea you de yisu nyinam kanea esan every chargeable nti at every situation bia no yedum kanea ubetumi yisu kanea ho so ubetumi yisu boshe by electricals ha na ni nyina wo ye won fans enei oba as low as 170 Ghana cedi ubenya ho no de na tie ye wo all product and energy efficiency product cables correct one original and certified cables are friend Starbucks cables will be amramagene there and a 16mm 4mm 10mm 2.5mm ne de ka hu nyina no bra bosheba electricals na beje wodi ano pay edum bosheba building mu hanum you preaching sure about oba sure for nyina no ha obeto eda frank no ho no ma pentecost eda correct pa sanso ne dum pz opposite KGT market honum ye ho edum kro ya pz opposite antiatakofo for dem so ye ho no ma ubetumi aba na kyerese oba beje wo de ubetumi afre 0322030838 and 0536095966 Bosheba electricals na wo ba dia na kyerese no pay watwusi untwusi dia mesrew fa Pepsodent cavity fighter toothpaste watwusi enum kanka friend halitosis etu ase ama wonum da ho kama we na enrich with fluoride and then microcalcium ingredient abo ma sino ayedin correct kama Pepsodent every small matters now we are now about promise about na bibidro akrom ha no ya bo hu dawuru nyina obi amramagene de wote se bo hu dawuru ha na kyese FD age atum Oyerepa FM ase ha ya promise about Dr. Mono asamwa no ho no de obeba bia no obetumi anya bi ye wo dem ha ya momra na omono asamwa no emma odupa na general body pains managing stress improving digestion de ka hu nyina no promise about oba obenya bi obetumi afre 0535 544681 promise about anope cowbell coffee cowbell coffee anope menchiro say konum bibia kodi banku bibia da bi dia eda from cool cowbell coffee correct one ono matumi gina ho de mu nyina awia ansa no wapa bibia di eye na ye di promo for fraba FD age atumtie promo no ye say pe cowbell coffee 10 sachet enye de obi anum ukofo obi di a code no hu gisa wa de wato anom ubi mu akodum no wabakọ *713*27# na chese we follow prompt na chese nei ubetumi de ye car ubetumi de phones laptops cash price ubetumi de watu kwan akọ Zanzibar na South Africa ne de ka hu nyina no wakọji wani eye cowbell coffee promo itu e makosi eye September bosomi da etoso du enum na de woman say NS chemist men kan cho say malaria draw ho aso a ene antimentane lumefenchuan ne nyina wom eye malatu eye malaria draw o say nei so akọ test ne say malaria mo na woni padua ne mu a na wakoto malatu yi o say wonom ne na miensa echi me yan sure say bedu na miensa na ho nto malatu de onoma na miensa echi ho beto na ho nto a na che say bibi ko hu doctor uye ne sadia na Nescofa so Nes chemist na main distributor the woman say mojedra fortified with iron and other essential vitamins and minerals for a strong, healthy and active body. A boy will be mojedra no me na we kwasheko mojedro correct abakrum ha nyina ya atum de eno ane Nescofa mojedra FD age atum na madala ndwe multi purpose soap say men kan cho say and omoni DH industry and they omode madal bar soap I would see your my good smell. A ye feeling kawa nyina na no na bibia kamata de me mada washing powder. Esoki kwansi na nyina etuko your mada geto madazo mada renzo ni nyina boa odi twu floor tiles or the mop floor na a good smell. Sink more water closet a yifin yellow ni nyina film DH industry and the madal laundry multi-purpose soap abedjama so you are inside Kumasi opposite China Mall when you obetumi afre 0201 000 876 madal like no other and Lavons any hody tomato mix Lavons any hody tomato mix a tomato mix and now I'm for be say I aspire no mudi go adwama so to with the correct Food and Drugs Authority for agiatum the woman is anu so de odi ne aduane anya kala sembia chese eni chese aduane no mo de mu pin we na be ma ukunu aduane abafie ntem no Lavons any hody tomato mix na the woman say we use Lavons and hody na auto e is kan mu 1 Ghana cedi e de boa Ghana who masuani humanim into who did in as my did a winner good health a healthy living no now was some Ghana education obi anto lavons ni hodi na yenkoye ni okay mempani for what I say Honorable Haruna Yusuf former MC Offenso South and ona mudinka wa my brief ni nyina nkomo nyina kofa bae kofa free a friend say alaji za alanyi za na kofa seminar babeta it's very insightful. I've really enjoyed it omo malam fo mi no omo nyina anso tikramo no ompan fo mi no a omo kwadiri wa kramo mu ali you say the so chirense mu a chese and I just say they are highly endowed with the things of Islam. Almost your Quran, Omina Makaranta boys into no. Sana Bebano. Alaji. Nebia Boko. O Mikey, Kojomo Merchana, but for my it's okay. Nabia Boko.
Nana Boko, I didn't say Miami. So the Aguna Kai, no sality, Yankee move for the won't see, I see, but no, I acquire Islam church and they could it. Anti o kofa bibi mbem iti ya nema bibiri wono ma wonti ase empo abra nipa no ato no a obi etwadwa adwo no komshani Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say mo fa mo na unyame ase mo do unyame ase no na mo sa etuntum no wonda me pachi ya no sunti na nipa no okọ no de fita ene jano kwan bibi oba wiase beye adan a osisi ye ne bibi oye nyinara embembe bia nyina ne se kwa wo kɔ no yija okwan yi enti yenkrimufo wonte ase a
yeah okay Brazil
to the bia obetie sio oba wan hye tuntum Islam wonim tuntum o se ye dabi ye na ba kwa se ye fita na nipa na ono wawu no a ye gwagoja ne kwa na difita ne ja ne kwa wa wu momu a wo ba aba be ma ya kono na wo hye tutu dabi ye
mo dem prescribe that dabi ma she mi fugu abetna he
dabi kala doesn't say
anything in Islam
we can say Black Wednesday sa dan dabi ye nkan sa
okay
nyina ne se said na aguna o kan un se ebi o na muntaka kora otna play nim no si debi owo bofo no on enye ono no ya ne sada no o ye da gwa onko e die betumi abase ka akwa hwe ase ibo mutimu nyina obi awuni papa akopɛ no kranti unim ne mbrensoin ha enti ye de ne de wu a se ni sika no inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un sedusi ono honi free ono an nchene be sa ko eti oye den emre no eso a naso
okay mate me da se okay let me kai the we no scholars me no omuso ma ye nyansori nkoi but ye nkɔ ne ni nkomo ahan ensem ne dɔso ye fam free enne krata ba nra na ju ewura asante hene kyerɛ sɛ nyame adoma enne na wotwe eyi kuada no ya 21st August Thursday oye Nana Hima na wotwe da nti obia enye yie bia ene ho hyehyɛ na wotwa de na ode tu yanim sɛ ode obo o ma announcement sɛ Nana Hima and I was sorry in the near the Akoi and it's only a week today and at the tragic incident you see your war yeah I could from where had 8 gallant men in the course of duty we are calling a month because it's high time we start retooling the Ghana forces and the other institutions because Honorable Ernest Nogbe, member of Parliament for Ashama, Nana Dudanko Akufo Adukoto, helicopter Miensambre police for 1949 helicopter and yen edibe 46 years and Kotobai. A bio should be do kruma bako cry near Juma. Your granny in a war a year omhangam. We are asking, say, is it hard time we look at some of this issue regards to 1 week by MPP for Zomonko a year Tamale Central. By election, we call it an easy for some monk. It's a constitutional provision, so we are going and NCF also radio stations I had to me, including that of Chama Wuntu Media me and San Media can and national security. I pick Nipa Minu and open Matis ya pick one of MPP social media activist. Say Obama Pokiase and open Matis and run I know machine national security I pick it on also any of the issues honorable. Aruna,
yes, sir.
Feminian court 10 minutes.
The issues to do with by-election, for as far as me are concerned, Nana Yaw Mensah, and this is a political party, you take lessons from the MPP. We don't take those lessons from the MPP. The MPP will never tell us what to do. As a political organization, we're well structured. Historically, in a quiet fast year, now lead the way you free moments. You see, state it is not born out of any good faith. And you're not going to penance no more yes
on humanitarian grounds.
No. Say prior to the election, me catch it say before MPP take a decision and look beyond the decision. There is some malicious intention behind the decision I'll be taking. Me catch of say school fees no more nya papa. Me can watch say national cathedral no musino. Na ya what adwemboni na omo de yes ade no. You didn't believe me. Omo ya madwen say let's blackmail asofo akese ni nyina no medi echi. That was just the intention. And they ended up doing that. Exactly that. Well, who know? So when they suffer not to a same one, some of them even not going to go to jail. Almost said I didn't know. Oh, the person me otamale no. They just only wanted to whip. When them say aquatia is no good for them, they know. And they when them say aquatia nyama. So how do we whip public sentiments against the NDC? In the Yankasi Yanko Tamale Central. Oh, a man for Becca say, oh, I didn't NDC MPP for someone got Tamale Central and I'm with the Mugwa Kotia. That is the only thing they want to achieve. Me say that is the only intention, nothing more. Young whip public sentiments against the NDC. And right, I candidate no file the nomination with the Electoral Commission. Yes. And in your can say Yabako. We will go. So we have our people on the ground doing their own campaigning and strategizing. And so intention now, it is not with any good faith. And I'm a medical kind. We don't take lessons from the MPP. Then I'm a person million of I say, Unyamumumunti, who can affect for my but of our training crew. Well, me a two, Umia so be any ya. Don't not believe to say me call grande ya we are. Oh, say, ni papa one we are now good company, they will corrupt you. That's always the problem with me. So when I meet people like Honorable Ali, na me be kind people asema. Na ye me ya but Honorable, sa na me kan. Enti yen, the people of Kotia, they cannot be represented by the MPP. Now, what kind of numbers are more than your parliament?
Just the demise that MP was an MPP member.
Me say, numbers are more parliament than no money. Walk out, boycotts, sit down. You can't use this to represent people. Ewa bra, abai woman will deliver. Abai no deliver goods to the people. Ah? Nana Yaw. O manum na shishi no, what is shishi ni bim? What's a BBI from Nana Yaw? And now me koto emu abena rice. 350. Na 4,000 honum.
Hey.
And now me to be one na mo abranti bi 350 Ghana cedis.
Aruna.
Nana Yaw, what of fuel? Exactly.
That's now we chant.
No. Only say
one bag being
and yet drama bongo na ebony.
Only say my Bob brand in it.
Bob brand. Well, I don't know minimum the price.
Me say abuna rice. 5 kilos, you know. A semu 5. meton no sadat wo e won namon
what on namon
sadat wo anya kuma
350 de na kuma
anya kuma se na meton no
kuma se kwa ne bo be wo fom
me si Nana Yaw manton kuma se o
kwajo mu mi sa right
me duru sadat wo wone namo SD hospital no na opposite e ho na meton no sadat na so de ne betu me kam e 350
tuji mi kan yesa
janongaza
honorable one of can secretary ntwatro
na buga do try ntwatro amen
no I won't lie for any reason enti Nana Yaw auto fuel oh I said sana net here there's vast difference a whole lot of things nema wo kroma no nema ekoso enye ba bi e pen ne adu nemum sa tension no is down for inflation there you buy around 23.7 and 12.1 inflation oh Nana no so nya no kure July inflation no 12.1 your dollars to CD na 15 I mean 16 there about and they say 10.4 even and the crab from and so some of these things will help the system to move on. That is what it is, honorable leaders.
Bank rates.
What I say? Even when him say na rate no na around 28.
Is it 10.53?
Oh, baby, omu da babedu.
Boran kasa walaji o.
When you find walaji o. Look, let me tell you, say Kuruma no. People are doing business with fictitious documents. Inti say ba yo ba kwa transfer won't me nko ena all the say Nana Yaw kuro be na kwa o for $100 o munsam which country happy ena am say the na kwa am for person o di name first unity obi person onya dollars kura yam kura dollars we obi na ye na ye transaction no we transfer bank be transfer na ma o na nam say wo de mu person mu ye ntemu person mu kura dollars Nana Yaw so Yandru baby ye pay, but want to move Ghana to a certain level. Say, and there, o can was some now can ye be no any problem. We won't say a man for to see our Oman or Moncasa and see Obiakasa. Come on. Oman, MP time will be withdrew him for one of my catchers and sorry, charming. And then see him. Into a hinocrat and a kunya son was through. Sorry, chami. Sorry, what didn't someone come say? Nyan and Uncle no one put it. Sorry, chami. Today doesn't happen. Papa ne kono bit for no Papa be chami. What hago? See, these are the things. Me on. I believe in a perfect rule of law system where the nationals are comfortable. I will be an idea. Enti Tamale Central and Akwatia. We need those 2 seats. We need them. Na yabe sire Akwatia say this is the time you need to come to the NDC so that agenda na ye reset no it will be complete. You will have your share. So be push na ye develop every constituency. You were giving them 10 kilometers of road per year. Ne niama ekoso no na yatimi achieve ne mo ye magana ho ato no NCA
Mengo
10 minutes now.
So. Mamengo. Go. Alaji.
Nana Yaw. Didi ka ma minchia na minchia ye tiefu nyina. Na runa so ma minchia no. Na menka NDC for say e ba yon say wa force wa o pebi aka. O pa so be defend wo mo ba dem fa. Na mesra wo mo ye kwasi o CB. Oye adwumaden pa de boy NDC.
No crap.
No ntimi nkoka se me fa we mame. Na mo se ye kwasi me CB de a. Ene wonchi se ono so de be den. No.
One of the few people.
Yes, we ka de bia me ba na meka. Oni Abuaji da Costa Prof. Oni watiti me Professor Hans. Ona bo oku. Debi ona bo oku ne ono. Adona chief. Sali amude so ndo mo afre.
Sali anso watiti. And no frame was watch out.
I just finish and onye adwuma. Nana Yaw. o se honorable Nogwe o se dan
ɔsɛ mokɔtɔɔ flight miɛnsa helicopter miɛnsa ma police for it has outlived its usefulness 1979 aircraft
nti ohun sɛ yɛatɔ ade a ɛnyɛ papa no a na wɔte aba mu no ɔde no wayɛ wabɛka ne tra na wayi biribi afa ho na obi amfie no. You see, NDC for the you see consistently, you know, they were incompetent in opposition. They are incompetent in government. We are MP. Sabi, yeah, torrential mercy. Look, you see, NDC for you call for moving in a buy, Mr. Ghana for me bisa. Now, share a summer to you now, you know what? Now, okay, so a week today.
Yeah, exactly.
Me bab fee p call could do office na.
Yes.
Masa, I had a bad day throughout. Simply because of the way and manner nipa no toy. Aguna wa ha. Enyina ya MC is da. Eto da bia wo pie fifi kura wo ma wo hu. Wo yire kura hu. Eto da bia wo pie ye me ko za ni o yo okay bye. Na upie ya papa no we wa mefi adan ya wakoka kwam now hadwi pa onkwade ya no batutu no ma ba wo den o mo ba baji akọ school kola no bi abaji obi akọ school akola no pu school 3 e ba fi a na pa ba fi ba obedem baji ska o point 334 ba fi 5 a yes o papa ewu na you see the psychological trauma. Me where I was looking at and look beyond the near if you say a hard see 8 people no me no more close relationship. Close. Lemuna Muniru, President Kofua Penso, 2008. Na on the Bay Heart Council chairman, Heart Board. Satan na President Kofua Pe will be our technocrat. Now Baby Lady Haji. No a chief director or Ministry of Health. Is it true Aliu Mahamana? I kind of pointing and say, or no, or ye ubia like he is highly religious. It will be na recommended no na on man by board council chairman. MPP time President Kofua 2008. So at that time, no for more communication team. That was how he came into contact with me. Isa Shaibu, GBC, Papa Angola, Universe, and Agomda, delegate, any formal communication. Because now there was the need for us to always interact with the people. Now, information flows. That time, I know him very well. Me represented the meetings both in Saudi Arabia and other places. Oyerepa, look, or an upright person, astute public servant. It once I call Ghana school. When your mama munina call Ghana school, alas and Danimo, Dr. Razak or Munina. So omo Ghana school for no war, omo association or Ghana scans. You know more program Kurana a bar shanty, I mean, I'm your MC. It me no more was cordiality no war da. I know him very well. What talk? Or share the circumstance they had been. Some honorable Samba Sapo. Tama near me assembly member, you hear me. Means or by a Satan or by a baye, mayor. At the time, no, now Kumasi in Abumba, now Kumasi 102 electoral areas and a near 102 electoral areas, and about 80 to 85% of assembly members, no, MPP for it, your MPP caucus. We worked with him. MPP, but I know the sort of human being we dealt with at the time. Oyerepa, sebi, of course, politics they will beat in China. They were doing far we different. But yenya kwanya ni independence na yes yinim kwanya fa so ye dey. Also a penny quota. Then Mutala, you see. Many Mutala, I think there was a time we announced we should GH1 2020. Omo mame time na mam na 8 p.m. No say 8 a.m. Me so typo error and about no 8 p.m. Ti oba no ba wo no say ofre madam fi say on kan jam say lead aduane na me say what enti me no sha ye din komo bebre. I know the sort of human being he is. You see, so sankofo we num nyina o maton. Ye de betumi aka nyina ne so onyame won for mo kra he see. You see, but you see in politics and now timing is of essence. And this is for Matthias Muntem dodo. Yes, you see, now, asem na aba. Unim say, unim de tia yanking for yan will. Unim say yan will. Ya bi mi wa me be ko. Islam mrano ne Quran wa che bibia meja no ho wa che wiu anza ne memete ya wa che atade wi de be ko ne ho eti uwa na asem nyina etu atwa the need for us to mourn them. Look, and 1 week exactly you free you mu na you free you mu. Let us be honest with you. Politics ebe 2 years ebe kwa jaye. Na we see yen ena ye ko election ye ya amanyoku MPP New Patriotic Party bibia nsi won kwan se ebe kwa contest election, but the circumstance ye nuanom no toye no party ni felt to say no, because now you see political conversation and discussion any formula ye beto abo bi. Look at the circumstances ye nua muntalano or the free mu say this if one school media fine, it's up to them. Mo betumi akwatia betumi akofa kora mo fa nka ho mo fa la na nyina so a mo fa mbo mobo. But as a party, the party felt to say ye nyina see for once you can see that there is that sort of nkabomu bi aba o man ni mu na bibia see for a reason nyama bi to me see say sie no a ye twedwadwo no na in a way na sa esi aye bibi. Look at the role the party MPP as a party play. Look at that as in see no kwekwe postings are NDC for bi other CEOs, CSOs in Penny for Franklin Kudu attacking Nana Kufuadu. Oh, come on. No, it's not the level NDC. Franklin Kudu. Nana, we know him as a Nana, you know, ID, your chia idea to Ghana. You're NDC. So, what I say? What you can't say, Ambassador. Yenya, sister, comfort, do you now know, sir? No susu mu wa me aminua ba zita wakai kwe ti omo nsem omo ka na na we nhye nkuran. Look, na timing is very important in politics. Nya wie eno ga due ya na minua Sam George se wari voku an no NCA dey no comra. So and when mam na me NCA dey that was okay me men kan no so you be kwa aba be kwa aba now ka inflation aru na ka inflation asem da be kwa aba me ka inflation asem na mama won kira ba o man ni mu nim se nipa sika eni o man ni mu enti nipa no wo pa bibia kwa akotompo onya what there is no demand for commodities who to my day. More Peter pay Paul. More peggy dollar to ECD at 10.4. Okwa wunya binto. Oko baby ni malaba na okwa kwotwa. 1 ton 13.5 13 cedis and 13.8 sani a ton. Now whom are you deceiving? And this is for ye besremu. Right. Yeti modi way etoto ma no betina ba bia na inflation be na aba from dollar be na aba from ya harazin krofo ene o kasa ne abeche o sakoko ya konkrofo fie no ko bubu ani e hanko ese e de na omo nka bi o me na me pese my politics because ya wa ye but omo atesi muntem I never expected say this conversation will come to the fore. Look, MPP mumu nipa na ewo ye nyina ye nua agbawu what just say ye nua no mawu
no correct
yes yanko by election yes debi ye de enye tumi keke sabi adwi oman no
okay
eye die no oman no se oman no nkabo mu nti no ye de ye anya fe ne ebekota male central ne yakototo ama ne ye ho na bia akwa ye nua na wato no masa let us respect Muntala
mate
eti akase ye nko na mso bekwa you can akwati mo nko so aye fa ho
me da say
mo nko so akwati
me da say no ali to say
won fere ya dia betna ya ene politics
vala vengo
see
you me sabe wo na ni kura ni bibiti
Nana Yaw me we don't take lessons from the MPP and nipa na match for mo dey na mo ye achi wo mo dey na bi atro that letter say Nana bi or the saying Nana Yaw it is look to become a lawyer call to the bar and yambre my course is the minimum course where it is after going through this to become let me tell you and the course is structured in such a way that every lawyer is supposed to be a gentleman
of course
I'm telling you
but not all lawyers are
let me tell you
you're supposed to but
with the course structure and what you're supposed to do every lawyer is supposed every lawyer is supposed to be a gentleman every lawyer because it is a course for gentlemen and ladies
of course
so no easy and even the structure itself the discipline with which you have to approach it you can't go through this and afford to be rough outside no you can't and when a lawyer is coming out with a statement you expect it to go in line with these things and the thought that you know when you first member excuse hard being say you will have to comment on certain matters people like Dr. Omanebuama deal sometimes you best rebush and say omunya botre oka yenya Dr. Samuel Sapon unassuming you see very calm very calm say it is like the deceptive appearance of Honorable Halidu so una di Honorable Samuel Sapon a genuine so Honorable Halidu very calm but Honorable Halidu nkasa so you see don't judge him by who the way he appears but Honorable Samuel Sapon the way he appears is who he is generous or the saying squadron leader no unfortunately omo nkwadan kete wa hwe oba me mo 4-month-old baby na obi dey 2 months peche na ne papa ko maame no akoma ben na obinya e dey breastfeed this akwada we na mumunim ne nyina nyankopon na obo ne nyina na hwe let me tell you ya na o hwan na behwe no hwan na behwe no boa obesora be ni so oba nyame bon so be ni pekese ya you wouldn't know where it will come from
of course
nipa na be kase
one na behwe no
even Dr. Omanebuama ye kan ko busa the beginnings it was that humble I'm not for just woko SSC president kan no nyes campaign den emfanko but look at who he became subsequently it tells you say hey nyankopon na obo no ho once I ma ade a chew no obehwe wo
what
will be Dr. Samuel Sapon abusianfo ne o ma aka ne nyina Honorable Omanebuama was a strategist
sure
obi a oben ni bia be kana sema kire wo eya ye mfa nipa ho kakra on say ye ntam fa nipa ho bebrebe Honorable mi nipa mesunu kese pa obi we na betray wo wonim say betrayal the biggest thing ever that can ever happen to anybody wadamfo a wogye ne die wo nua wogye ne die papa bi a wogye ne die na obetuma yi wama at a very critical moment nti yɛne nipa tia yɛn hyɛ saa nneɛma no nso ne yɛnyɛ ne essence yɛnim time bɛkɔ bia nti NCA issue no ona bo so bɛhwɛ a the president mama ayɛ no he needs to be commended president mama ɛna one thing is on tia sɛ the asi no ɛsɛ si na asi ti nyame ma na botre ba wo hwɛ NCA issue to do with South television station ni TV stations here NCA are closing it down honorable didn't just happen like that and I like lawyer Andy Akubi say I say lawyers are gentlemen no he has demonstrated it this is the second time I was demonstrating Sadia sure and mera chi won to me na man focus bebebe he came to speak the truth say
of course I spoke with him
you know mo through processes me as a lawyer no this is the way I see it and Nra Omuka no say so on a representative is the counsel for Chama Wontumi
of course
no say omako two process no say Sam George was date bi o president mama ma omutu sa date ni ma omo 1 month say they should use that one to clean their houses say media freedom is guaranteed by our constitution we are article 162 of our constitution say freedom of the media is guaranteed and in fact as government you can't even question somebody's editorial policy you can question it
of course
but you must realize you are operating in a system you can infringe on people's rights
of course
in 2 years as well they will take you on you can defame people they will take you on because people have their own dignity to be protected
of course
article 12 the fundamental human rights are enshrined within this domain. And as you over practice as a media person, also realize people's fundamental human rights must not be trampled upon. And there are very provisions of the constitution that are very clear on protecting the fundamental human rights of people. And in the practice of journalism, in fact, even about newspapers, you don't need any registration. You can just wake up tomorrow and come out with your media. With your written, but with electronic, the spectrum is regulated,
of course,
and that comes with responsibility. And the best say honorable and the peer could be say, or Mufri say they have gone through all the processes. I'm sure a person of his stature and wouldn't say or catch on run. He will go through NCA for them to sit down. What about look? NDC does not gain anything by closing that one to me radio. It doesn't. They are not money. They have done their worst. They have done their worst in opposition against us. And go see baby. And for us, you need interest be able to close that won't me media outlet beer. Now, but you see, he should take responsibility for the things that are said on that radio. Just like any other radio. Whether it is Muntie, whether it is SYZ, Pan African TV, whatever. Obia what is be or Kasano. No, say when you defame, and in fact, people have cause to take others to court. Others were found guilty. Even when you say within the acting industry, I mean, you've national now, Bisa, DM say, Hajia BB sa. And what do you go? Now, say, almost 350,000 Ghana cedis, Emano. This is how we operate within the system. The message they should go through the system, make sure that. Respect na president mama de ma omo no they should respect it ni enye na moye nyina unse na mo kan issues to do with your social media platforms no and me say a lot of people make their money through the YouTube and and all of that. They are beginning to make money for them.
Sure.
Me feel say it's a tool that the young people can use to make their own money. By making money, don't become famous for the wrong things. Almost said that the entity. Me say no because nanka say when you a certain number of followers, nanka was strike a certain deal, and go through no. Into if you say, oh, if I hit on President Mahama and the NDC, that will give me some followers for them to do. Bro, you sao kuruma mrawa ha Nana Yaw say yen so mu a obaye wadwen say bia mra ni kuruma unu de to Nana grada no you see the charlatanic advertisement no what that section 137 of the Criminal Other Offences Act acho you see these things now me commend Sam George with an approach on the media landscape. Nana Yaw what me be na obi to rituals. Oh, we see a may see, we see ya, ubenya see, and no let one say Caswas and Kitty.
Honorable Islam, we say a brad really. We
should be careful. Who media stations in the TV station you see this adverts there. So when to me, who say a bit on my own content.
Of course.
Into office that is how they will do to keep themselves because it is expensive to run a media house. And there's a one new content. You can't run a media house.
Of course.
And if you don't have the competent people to manage your media station for you, you have a problem.
Of course.
Nana Yaw, OTI, say, listen now, boy, no, Oyerepa. No. Because your management understands, say, as we're operating, we need to keep within a certain regulation.
Sure.
And they go through. Time no small, so, and somebody we are, or management at Piano. So, less, we need lessons, one not say time being time.
Of course.
And in our law, no, in Marana Diagumano, you can't just take someone to court because you hate the person. Because I say, would they a specific charge yet? A bono, Monica, you have to prove it with hardcore evidence. And only and adversarial system, no, what it does is that Nana Yaw Mensah Joel evidence will be a semi amount.
Of course.
I have to disclose everything. So I can't just take you to court because be time. And they say the lawyer appear could be only say no a criminal law lecturer.
Of course.
I will take. That's what many people do not know. He was a senior lecturer, criminal law attack.
Oh, okay.
And lawyer appear could be no be a say we wait me di in Yaman Kitibia after any so. Say we are government indeed. You take his client to court without any cause. He wouldn't accept it.
Of course.
And the INTS says a Krumano. You can't take somebody to court because you hate the person. So be in a juma. Because uchirino. Because say we go through all the regulations that are required in that field. There's nothing you can do to that person.
Of course.
And the best operating media. In fact, media is very critical. In government sector, we call it the fourth estate of the realm. In fact, it is seen as the fourth organ of government. So far, by one man. And no one say, Nema Bonia Akosu, one say, MPP Nema is exposing you through the media. No, media. And wow.
Okay.
And to say, I dare any media, Kruman man comfort, Nema be Brebekoswa, young baby a cocosi.
And this is
Erasmus.
You mammy.
Nana Yaw say boy abasu. 7 months running. What did you know to know? And the way came in the way. It's not there.
We can
Wait.
At the end of the Kaka preservative.
Yes, dress way. Adiachi Mustafa Hamid way. Those things are not happening. And I will admonish every appointee.
Thank you.
None of them should disgrace the government.
Okay.
Nana Yaw Mensah Joel one day. Any government appointee, one year you may year scandal be hit. Are credible. You will not have, especially me, defending you here.
Thank you.
It is in that regard that I comment the regional minister.
Which one?
Dr. Mwakohene.
Okay.
A young person, and he's doing his best.
Okay.
And I know you may not have everybody liking you, but I felt say so far. Or yena family. When him say I krufum idano ekoso.
Minimum.
On say ekoso.
And your money your mother do.
Oh, look, unko
upon this move akosai.
Contract akosai.
Of course I know.
Yes.
Barricade your mini zuba dinko mogache.
What is it?
O mother ho come.
Yes, Central.
Tomorrow I'll come and show
phase 2 of the Kajetia market.
Nothing is going on.
It's going on.
Even workers have been laid off.
But it's going on.
What are they doing? Okay.
Young conclude on this. The MP better in his sanity. The better MP Jan on sanity. No, sanity, come here. Okay, me on.
Thank you very
much. Oh, say a election now with the videos better to.
Oh, and some good.
Messi, say what the videos not to obium. Next time I discuss na and na ekoso. No lead me ma buy na was who. I need more time. Look, let me tell you.
Thank you very much.
I was a menu with you mouth down.
This time no. Oh, you have to have you more.
And let me opposition mama kasa.
And me ma buy na was who. I need more time to do government.
Okay, what are you going in the film? Okay, Arabian go. Thank you very much.
What to be that say? The Queen Frat Answer.
Thank you very much.
On disparities.
Let's go.
What here? Can't na one why na. Nana Yaw Mensah Joel. Nana Ujanka Gua. Na wesi dan.
Debia.
Ujanka Gua. Na wunsi dan. Nana Yaw. Yes. Article 162 media freedom sign it here. Say a city I war as it was enshrined in the constitution I war from Kwaku Serbo Pension 1992 Adama. I the bar I abetmenen. Sa Nana MPP or no a war. One the main patchy. Nana Yaw. Me we udi atem of politics more men support to that. Because me who say enye easy. Say nipa ebetu no wasi wo say me kwabato enye obia na betumi ayi no etu no wasi wo say me kwabato e wo say we a person of great repute, okay, and son na betumi ababegina bato but the day enti da e wo mai wa ke kan Sam George Mone Sam George ensembe na Sam George Mwanka kyerɛ me bibia eni kwa ɛwɔ se nipa kan ne de eni kwa se nipa kan Sami Jamfi anka no wo mayi mu na no video bi e pop up omo ko demonstration onyame nku na na kufa do ma wo mo onyame nku ba o me ama mo wante
wo kuma ma no so
me kyerɛ me so Nana stop this thing.
No,
I don't like it.
No, it's not a justification.
How bet na happy na me no nka what sort of thing is this?
Don't do that.
Me na me kama say me say mente dia wo kan no me say me
yeah, me saying the free baby back on the
What opposition?
Yeah, me saying the free baby na zongo zongo
Maninti no who's opposition.
Yeah, me saying the free baby back on the aba zongo zongo
Nana Yaw ti
let me be just kuma mama no te ya na
me mantie
okay one tier no fine
Kevin Taylor
On one the bear you.
Nana Yaw Kevin Taylor didi obi atem o mayi oh no Kevin Taylor Kevin Taylor didi obi atem o Ghana ABC3 Nana Kufuadu pa empo Nana Dianka edidi atepa tubo mabenye bi eni agaga na etumu because ede na aga fa Nana do dan Kufuadu ne Dr. Mahmoud Bami an wo mayi mu you see but Nana Yaw ye jemu ma ekoi yes Aruna okay wakotu. You see, in law, me no nyina yatena law class rooms da. Ebepemani eguso. Nana Yaw. You see, in the Criminal Offences Act 29, section 11, it talks about intent. Intent, a key in criminal law. Because some say in the application, you know, say me fa echewe na me tobo Aruna mba onya me fa samba na Aruna wu a eche yemfa nku nipa ba se me ditio ana se dabi me de sikan ekọ war no a the intention was to kill because the element no ne say ade a me use ye no eye bia itimi di kuma ye ya na yes so you cannot do away with intent okay. The same criminal law, no, there is something we call inchoate offenses. Inchoate. Look, enye ekunu, enra ofi jombe fi or the DDT by. Ye no anadua ne no a osoma de okọ serve no ma wo pie ye ba ye na ku DDT ni kuta no ohwie gu aduane nim. Odi wendi. Eniema efa sa niema wenum nyina no. Emma wo ebedifo enti empempi ne ka biase yensen kaye Nana Yaw you see ye nyina ye enura yanka bi anshem
oh man no please let man no see
Nana Yaw In law, there is something we call political question. Decisions be alleged for the executive and legislature. A technocrat be anywhere, obetumi take a decision to say, young to radio stations, mu na ya to wun to me the encounter. Daddy, these are political questions. No, political question. No. No. That decision, no, it is left solely for political class and for that matter the executive.
No, let me listen to you, please.
And yeah. Want to me media? Yes. You pay you na kasa ya kan. You be to me I try do baby. Yo, but we are not perfect. But pass yeah. E na yenya no manu nyina aka o manu nyina bom because obia adwojo sada ebepene. Yanka bia anhye membe ntim be ikoti nkotia. Ma kwa akoto won't me radio stations.
Have you read the reason?
Reason by please.
No,
now, me say, me catch you say.
What kind of India?
I've told you say.
No, but you've read the reasons.
You see, I've told you say. In Criminal Offences Act 29, Section 11, it talks about intent. Look, the intention was just to make sure say you're gonna now say come can it am use to inquit e be shame say look you see enye the act no enema afefa ho nsem wo mokeka ya be ni say eno na buy enti see ebetumi aba say empo I can't say it here say bia for a certain reason bia minimum ne wunyina yenim but you see discretion so you are there is the right for discretion, you know, the executive say more acts on our behalf. Even to me, I say binti and amoye. But you now come rano. The amoka before and ra. There who defend this saying obebre. Aruna tiye. Ube defend ama o community ni nyina tutu. Yemfa. Now. What is it? A political question. Now, decision be on. It is some of these things are left for executive. And now, what to be that? Say, yet one is a letter. Why?
Now there won't be a letter.
That's mean say the official.
The letter was signed by the. Okay, well, issued by the National Communication Authority. Yeah.
What better answer na
Some can get some George.
That was a political question. No more question, mommy. Month one to that.
NCU for the debate.
It's
a regulatory body.
No.
What is the issue?
I don't say. No, me on say. It's a Mr. NDC for you go far more in the buy. Now, game where you see you. You know. Nana uti. Say okay na President Mahama kra ga say omo grant omo amnesty be omo ye no onimu bi answer me so political question. These are matters that are left for the executive. Oh please Nana we need the politician between me enganga sango fu Nana wo te ha ye cheche nkofo na wo kasa na aba bechiwo wan endi anti Nana endi ankai
makasa se obi anche
enye oh yes da na ka we nsema wo kan na happen so ebi ni
me makanse mbi
da na ka
menjia pedeche
because mfa ho nkofo ke kan sem bebre fa na do dan go
you a journalist a senior broadcaster.
It's not fine
and
enye
justify
no
enye
de pa enu ti na mention say me catch say me alidu amete I will never endorse some of these things
basa
but NDC justified the need to elevate some of these guys because you know what and some pain na omo tinche omo anka but any kwan say me kasa me pesa me say oh and you fan ko they see nra atwam but you see NDC for problem ne say na mu ye bibi ne ye kan na ru na mo abetna omo fere ade enra de see bia enu nti na Ghana for two abama na o man na ewo mu yo MPP for or hardcore MPP ni we na den or MPP ni
Of course.
NDC for o ya na den or NDC ni but ye fire ho for so ho omo de they vote on issues, they vote on the way I always show them. So sir moba na say 1 2 yetumi ko kwabiri east na akowura the life insurance officer say director no bra party woni ma kofi abra say nipa na obega say party woni kofi na ye no fa wa na yentumi anka hwe yetumi ko na akoto forest commission office mu ye nka ho hwe na aru na betna na amamu no koso amamu be na koso reset no weni na now. So what we are saying is that Nana, inshallah. Oh my, inflation. Inflation. I want to about my there is no demand for commodity. Nipa pay. Now so many I want to one there is no demand for it. Yeah, increase. And inflation big now.
Of course.
Yeah, there will be stability. So I know there. I don't know. Let me tell you. And now, apart from that, okay, dollar 10.11. Call dollar unya bi nto 1 month ebi di omusika akwa da
na ye nton dollar
banks omunya bi
nobody says dollar outside
banks omunya bi
banks some of them no from the regulation
regulations you tied it to some of dollars to rob the people. That's what you are doing.
Your $10 mawa now we transfers no you are supposed to come with documentation and retire.
So
anyone will be given to you.
Oh, my senko for you, gold for Nana, this are gold for gold dealers. £1 now 12,000 now by 8,000. Almost and then more catcher Ghana for you now. Say mobile cocoa to 6,000 CD back. And then say I for the first time. Cocoa for Jinawa. Omu chicha cocoa gu. Meboa.
Na musumu post.
Oh, Nana, Mr. Hey.
And then I'm going
no, why should you be happy about it?
And you're happy.
You'll be happy.
But the Nipana to was upon who
it will never in your benefit.
You lied your way to power. You came and you were sacking people on the altar of partisanship. Then you come and sit here and tell me, say, Uncle Folk, you can't lose lesson off for the people. You have to pay them. MPP are there. Look, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mutala. Mutala. Yeah, Memfa Mutala. MPP are contested because you boo.
Medas.
Yeah, they are
Monkofa. Said the Mokoyi Chief Justice fee or no electoral commission. Monfa Ghana. Namonfa Yamope. But Ebre. You think so.
God bless
you. I love you all. I'll see you